Alright guys, what is going on? Moose here again with Moose Survival and Tactical. It's a nice 20 degree, it's afternoon now, here in Tennessee, and doing some work out in the woods today. Old man decided he needed to get to work on some firewood, getting that prepped for next season at this point. Say hi, this is the guy that gave me the nickname Moose right here.
Hey guys.
And so while we're doing that, I figured, it'd be a good time to get some gear out and get a couple videos. In part because it's cold out here, so we're gonna build a fire right here for us, just kind of keep our hands warm. So with that, decided to bust out some of the fire starting gear. So this is my tried and true that Purifier Tactical, I'm a big fan of, versus the Exotac Nano Strike. And so first thing we're gonna do is just get a quick view of the difference in sparks they put off. So we'll start off with the Nano Strike, which is a new one. I'm not gonna be lighting anything yet. So this is the Nano Strike. Down here, see if you can see this. Again, the Nano Strike has this I-beam basically that comes with it, and then the ferro rod that's replaceable. It puts off a good spark. It just is done pretty much right when it comes off. So you pretty much gotta be right on top of it, versus the Purifier Tactical, I'm putting everything in my hoodie pocket, where it's got this bigger ferro striker. If you can see that, it's actually throwing sparks down. So that's, again, a big fan of the Purifier. Yeah, still I love how big that magnesium block is on it. So anyway, I love the Nano Strike to keep on my keychain. That is something that's invaluable. It might just actually be the their striker itself, because that seems to be throwing sparks a little bit better when I use the the hacksaw blade that's been cut off. I'll put that back in its place. But brought out the Mini Inferno from Pathfinder Survival. These things are great. Again, like I said, these are in my last video, these came in Battle Box. It's basically a cotton wafer that's been soaked in probably Zippo lighter fluid, and then soaked in wax to make it waterproof. So the way these work, you get them, you kind of break them up right here, expose all that cotton fiber in there. So we'll get that broken up really good. I'm gonna lay it down. That's where my fire's gonna be. If I can find my hacksaw blade. I'm gonna get my fire started off of that. So there we go. Got my fire started on that. This supposedly will burn for about 10 minutes on its own. So if you're like me right now and you haven't gathered any material as tinder, now you've got a chance to go, oh crap, I need something to put on this fire. But you've got your basis, which you get a fire started and it's easy to keep going, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and gather up just some tinder here. Some of this is gonna be a little wet from where the ground is frozen, but I've got me a fire started at this point. So yeah, that is the Mini Inferno from Pathfinder. That thing took a spark pretty well. I probably could have done a bit better of a job of getting that frayed out, but as you can see here, it's burning really well. I'm gonna get some more tinder going, and that fire will just I'll have that keep on going as I continue through the day. Probably gonna get a few videos done through the day, so just stick around and we'll see what we got going. But as you can see, I've got the start of a fire, so me and the old man right here will have a way to keep our hands warm as we start working on this tree that we got down. All right, guys, that is a quick rundown of the Nano Striker and the Purifier Striker and the Mini Inferno, which I am a big fan of.